Look at that.
Be professional.
This petty ass nigga go straight to zero.
Yo,
ass.
what's up, y'all? What up? What up? What up? This is Dre, along with my comrades. We back for episode, I want to say 11 of season 2 of the 1528 podcast. Before we get into the episode, just want to check in with the fellas. My guys, who wants to be the first to start roasting on each other? Go for it.
What does it do?
First of all, fuck you, nigga. I'm gonna say that out right. All right.
He's been holding that since
All that shit you were talking earlier before we got on here. Now let's talk about this shit. All right. First off, nigga. Second,
you're such an angry man.
Man.
I don't know.
So angry. So much animosity. What's going on, people?
You know what? Let me work on me because I'm trying not to cuss anymore.
Y'all had a stressful week.
This has actually been a cool.
Any less?
So today I had to show some restraint and not go off in front of my son because I was showing him. Look, his first time at the car wash, I was showing him like, look, the car's going through the thing. Why did he get to my car and didn't wash the whole middle of it? They washed the front and the back. I was like, man, hold on. I'm knocking on the window. I'm like, no, y'all. So I'm just like, man, take my car back through. And
was this a hand wash?
Yeah.
It's like it's the well, it don't use the machines. So as you go through, they're like, and then the stuff is falling down. For some reason, the stuff wasn't falling. He kept pushing the car through. What?
You got a limo? Like I don't understand how it skipped part of your car.
He pushed it through like it was going, then it stopped. And instead of him waiting for it to start again, he just started pushing my car through. And so it started going again. It just got the back of my car, and I was like, bro, what do you do? What do you want me to do? Wash my car.
Right.
Do over, nigga.
They clean it. Stop it until it's clean, you son of a bitch. That's interesting. Man, y'all first world problems.
Car wash.
Oh man, why the rest of y'all so tense? They was roasting each other before we got on here. We just decided to start and get it on wax.
I think it was
right. Not anybody got shit to say.
I'm trying not to cuss as much, but I think we'll talk a little bit more about restraint on words here in a minute.
So,
interesting.
You know, just trying to get myself to a professional place, and
Hey, JT.
All right, my nigga, I see your progress.
No.
What was you doing? You a crew?
Oh yeah, with the camp.
Yeah, what was you doing?
That's where were y'all when I literally announced what I was doing one weekend. Like I was literally did on the show. It's like I worked on a project.
You ain't
I
tell
guess
us
down
what
a
it
month
was.
back.
So we don't know.
Yeah, but you
every
posted,
totally
you
did.
take is gonna
you
be
posted
what
the
you just
picture
told us.
like 3 weeks later than when you
Right.
said the event was. So it was no way of us knowing that was the same event.
Actually, somebody
I
else
thought I
posted that
posted.
picture.
Yeah, somebody else posted that was a part of the crew
Indeed.
was posted, and I just reposted it. But nonetheless, all right.
Same shit.
So
I say what I
part
said.
of a film crew for a short film. They got submitted for an HBO competition. Still waiting to hear back on that. It's a short story about an Asian brother and sister. The sister no longer wants to pursue her doctor career, and yada yada yada. And it's pretty dope. It was educational for me to be on a crew to see how things work. You know, those things that you kind of see on television about being on a crew, and to actually be there and see how things work. Of course, everything that I wanted to see and get my hands on, I got a chance to do. So
what?
It was just fuel to the fire.
So like, what is the right temperature for people's water?
What?
What's the first question for the
What the
episode?
fuck does that even mean?
Like, nigga,
No, because that was
because he's saying something based on
handing
something I
people
said.
water bottles.
Nigga, I knew it.
I
I knew it. I knew it was some bullshit, right?
He said this nigga. He said this nigga was craft services. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
I'm
I
trying
don't
to
do
figure out
wallets.
what
I make sandwiches, nigga.
I'm trying to figure out what you learned during the experience. Y'all ain't.
McDonald's and get me a
See how they do you? Like here you are
he
pursuing
ended
your
up-
dream, and this is how they want to do. It be your own.
Holding the
It be your own.
boomstick.
It be your own. Be your own.
What's the name of your catering group that you with? That's
Alright.
that's.
Bye.
Ah.
This has been fun.
Oh wow, That's
Y'all
fan-fucking-tastic.
shit.
Clean my camera lens for me.
That's
Oh,
actually
man.
a real official dope ass job though.
Yeah.
what's that? Craft services?
No, nigga, like come off that.
Helping the photographer and the videographers with their shit, with their equipment.
No, I bet it is.
Hey, Duecey.
Hey man. No, he can't hear. But
Duecey season.
He can't hear at all.
I know.
Did
you say something about Sonic?
Let me see it. Come here. Show the people.
Nice.
Show the people your Sonic. I'm gonna give it back.
It's our fifth member,
Hey, there we
our
go.
fifth host, our fifth and sixth host.
is that Sonic though?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
That was the evil one. It's not Sonic.
Thank you. There we go.
Yeah. Can't remember his
Whatever.
name, but it's not Sonic. Anyway, so let's go ahead and jump into the show. I think this week we got some really interesting conversations to have. So we're just going to get right into it. The first half of the show is actually kind of inspired by a tweet that Kyrie Irving posted on April 11th. And it says, the N-word is a derogatory racial slur. It will never be a term of endearment, reclaimed, or flipped. Never forget its foul and true history. Throw that N-word out the window right alongside all of those other racist words used to describe my people. We are not slaves or ends. So, with that being said, gentlemen, the question to us all this week is, are you actually comfortable with using the N-word, or do you think it should kind of be removed from our vocabularies? And if so, what are your reasons behind either? Who wants to kick it off?
Man, this is a hard one because a lot of it's based on your maturity level, and kind of how you want to project your life. You know what I'm saying? How you certain things, and then it changes. You know what I'm saying? So I'll say this. I'll say because I'm not younger, of course. I was nigga, like everything. You know what I'm saying? Like my nigga. Everything was whatever. Now, you know, in my 40s. Well, I'm 40. I'm not in my. I guess I'm in my 40s. Now, 40 is more so like, are we the only group who embraces their degradation? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude said kike and almost got kicked out of the league. You know what I'm saying? People say N-word like, no, because Jews don't embrace that word. They don't go, what's my K word or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so, I think.
Well, but he's not Jewish though, so that wouldn't be a fair example, is it?
No, yeah, it is because he said it and almost got kicked out of the league. People say N-word all the time, and it's cool. And the reason being is because probably Jews don't go around calling each other my kike or my this or whatever. Go around and embrace that word. So I wonder if it's because we embrace our degradation and others don't, so they move on from it. I don't know, but I'm not cool with it. What's up?
Did Kyrie say that word? Is that what you're saying?
No, he's talking about a football player.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Separate incident.
A few months ago, a couple months ago. So, me, I don't necessarily like it because of embracing something that is still used against us. Like, it's not like we've overcome and gotten to a place where this word isn't used, that people don't know its meaning, that, you know what I'm saying, that we have to regulate. Like, okay, well, these dudes can use it, but I'll go over there. Y'all use it, now we have to fight, or whatever it may be. I just think something that comes with that many stipulations and causes that inflammatory of I think we should just kind of 86 it and just let people know like we've assimilated past that. Like we've assimilated past embracing this racial term, or being called this racial term, period. And it's no, there's say it because ain't nobody saying it. So even though every now and then, you know, especially when I'm around y'all, I'll throw that word out every now and then. But I just really don't. I'm not a big fan of it. And if we, I believe we should, as I try to daily to remove it from mine.
I'm all over the place, to be honest, when it comes to the word. Growing up, my father hated the word, and if you didn't get a whooping for saying the word, you had push-ups to do, and so you couldn't say it. Like it wasn't one of those things that was acceptable in any kind of way that you know you take it as a term of endearment for your fellow black person. Nah, it wasn't like that. As I got older, those type of restraints loosened, or maybe I don't even have those restraints anymore, because I do say the word, and I don't say it anywhere, right? Just anywhere. I do say it around a select group of people, and it's the history of the word sucks, right? And not just this word, but is there anything that you would be acceptable for, that you would think is acceptable for people to reclaim and to change its meaning and to, you know, pretty much say that what you meant as a negative thing for me, I'm gonna flip it and say that's not what that means. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't hold me back. Like I'm gonna be okay with this. I'm gonna make it an okay thing. You know, then I'm gonna tell you can't call me this. Like that's what I see. But at the same time, I don't like it. Like I'm 50-50 to be honest. Like I really can't say everybody shouldn't say it, but at the same time, I really don't want anybody to say it, and that includes me. But it's just a part of my everyday vernacular with certain people. And so again, I'm talking in circles because I don't have a true answer of yes or no. It has to be 50-50 on this.
So JT, it's like bitch, right? Like chicks can call themselves that. I'm
I
a
don't
bad
say
bee.
that word.
You know, or B, go sit down. I be you, whatever. And it's
But yeah,
but if you
absolutely,
go
yeah.
by B, it's like
Yeah, to me, it's the same
So when
thing.
you say,
Like
like, that's
none
another
of that
word.
word in the history has good I can't think of the word. Invitation, not invitation. But anyway, it's not a good label for a female to call another female a B word. Like that's just not a good thing. But females definitely do, and it's cool. And it's like different ways you can say it. B,
yeah.
B, B. You know what I'm saying? It means so much. So, you know,
But you know what, JT? Here's what I used to do in undergrad. Whenever I went to HBCU, so it's a whole lot of, and so whenever a woman would call me a nigga, I would call her B. In the same flow, and they would be like, "How you gonna call me that?" I'm like, why is that okay? Like, it's one of those things that you're just not gonna call me. You know what I'm saying? Just like I ain't gonna call you that, you're not gonna call me that. And I shut down a party one time because of that. But it's just like that's what I was on.
Of course
I was
you did.
wilding Anyway.
I think I tried that once, but she was like extremely close to me, where it was a ha, and we kept it moving.
Oh, you got scared.
But I don't. Sure, yeah, whatever you want to say.
Okay, see, so I wholeheartedly disagree with every point that was just made against using the N word. Nigga is the word I'm referring to, by the way. And reason I feel that way is because I do feel like we've reclaimed words in the past, even ones with racial context. Like the word black initially was meant as an insult. Now we all say black as if it's the only way to describe African Americans at this point. It's the most common way of saying it. But we took that back. It was never a good thing when they started calling us black.
But I got you.
Right. I don't mind it at all. I'm more used to people calling us black than African American or any of the other shit. So we took that word back. I definitely don't think using it or not using it. I think you said it's based on maturity, education, or exposure. I don't think that any of those are true. I know the context of it. I understand why people don't like to use it. I know that there are certain settings where I should and shouldn't use it. And I just feel like for me, there's a certain slang that I use around my people, right? I don't speak Ebonics at work. I don't speak Ebonics around certain groups that I'm not super tight with. But just like the word bitch. Men saying it to other men is acceptable to socially. Women saying it to other women is acceptable socially. Just like we say nigga to black people, but white people can't come in and say it. It's the same thing, but instead of black and white, we doing male and female. As many people know, me and BJ have reclaimed the word bitch, and it's able to be used across sexes now. Where
As
it's
a
just
term
anybody
of
that's,
endearment.
it's a term of
What is
endearment
this
for anybody in your inner circle.
What is this
Right?
process? What was the process of reclaiming this word for y'all?
Oh,
Like,
The
that-
product
you
of
made a
the use of
declaration
the
one day.
podcast.
That's a long story.
Hey.
It actually goes back to I want to say 2000 probably
Yeah.
roughly. So
we were like
yeah,
about 18, 19
it was
years
a long
old,
process.
So it's on some silly. Like I already know. Like we
No,
was like
no,
18,
we were-
19.
We meant every word of it, and we've held true to it to this day. Like you'd be surprised how many 2:30 a.m. phone calls I get where all he says, "Dre, what does it mean when you call somebody a bitch?" And I'm like, "It's in terms of endearment." He's like, "Okay, bye," and that's it. That's the whole conversation. He's just doing that to explain to other people how the word has been reclaimed. So-
Nobody care
If
about
you
that.
look behind that story, ladies and gentlemen, you're gonna understand the bullshit that's going on right there. Like,
No, it's real. Like it's a thing. Like
No, we know it's real. It's real BS.
Hey,
there are females that we're super close with, and if we call them a bitch, like there's no better way that we can, lay our
there's so many other better ways.
Dre, I got
not
to tell you,
not
No.
not for me.
Drake,
Not
I
for
gotta
me.
tell you
If
this
I
real
call a
quick.
girl a bitch, like that's my, like I kill for her.
That's weird.
Please do not blow us up.
Right. let me
Oh
tell
my
y'all,
gosh.
we're another undergrad. So the Delta just crossed the TSU, and I went to Fisk up the street, and so I graduated from Fisk. I didn't just go. And then, so they just crossed, and they were like, "Yo, come through." You know what I'm saying? We having a party, da 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 da, whatever, right? And I was like, "How many of y'all over there?" And she was like, "Oh, it's like." She said, "My 65 is here, my 38 is here, my, this she should name all these people." And I was like, "It's a bunch of y'all bees over there."
Is this the part that you end up shutting down later?
So,
And she said, "Yeah, we all here. Come on." And I was like, "All right." But I was, undergrad.
if you in that situation, she know you say it, and it's definitely one of those playful haha jokes. It can go
yeah, for
over.
sure. Oh yeah.
There's even the closest female friends that I have are not cool with me calling them a bitch by no means. Like no, God no. Like
you need to let them know what it is.
What if you say a bad bee?
I don't see it as a term of endearment for them either. So
Okay, but we straight too far. Dre, finish yours. Let's
do.
get back on the N word.
Yeah.
My bad.
No, you good. So, yeah, like when I call a girl that's like real. That's real love. Like,
That's BS, but anyway.
yeah. Anyway, like that ain't even just like sis. That's like, man. So anyway, it's
Family.
that. And, yeah, that's family for real.
you call it family bitch?
Right. Girl, I love
Just
you. B.
relax. Just calm down.
B, I
Calm
love
down.
you.
Nah,
saying
no.
that-
Let's like
no,
really.
no. I'm saying I hold them into the same esteem that I would family. If I'm comfortable enough to call them a bitch, then yes, I hold them to the same esteem that I hold my family.
I'm sipping on
And,
this
and they
Kool-Aid. I'm
understand that,
trying.
and we rock with it. Like it's
Hey,
acceptable at this
we-
point.
Story I just
20
told.
ye's strong with this.
Other than the story I
Right.
just told
Y'all.
you, a B, I mean it. I mean it. I mean every syllable of it. Every.
And it ain't a good thing either.
It ain't a good thing at
Right.
all.
Well, I
Yeah.
think part of it too, with especially with bitch, but even with the N word, it's about delivery, right? Your inflection, the way you say it, how loud you are, the tone of the conversation, all of that matters. Because if you say it so aggressive that it sounds like you said nigger with the ER, then you didn't say nigga no more. You basically just said nigger. So it's
Mhm.
Yeah, it can
about
be bad
how
too,
you
right?
say.
Mm.
It depends on how you say it.
Yeah, how
but
you
I'm
say it.
saying
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying
yeah.
like in casual settings is when I think it's acceptable. When you're taking it to an aggressive confrontational thing, then that might as well be saying it with an ER.
Mhm.
I think
Go ahead.
so I don't agree with y'all too, but I'm saying that I do understand if it has different meanings to different people, so different people will say it in different ways. However, those got to be really close females to you that are okay with that. You can't slip. in public, just any old chick, it has to be a negative reason why you're saying that word. And you really even shouldn't say it. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel, you know.
No, if
Black
I don't
man,
have a
black woman.
personal relationship with them, I would never call a stranger that because they're not close enough to me yet, right? I will only call somebody that I felt was inside my inner circle. So that would never even be considered an option.
No, but really, like, I mean, all jokes aside, like, I don't even feel comfortable saying that to a
Shut the
female.
fuck
Like,
up,
for real. All jokes aside. Damn it.
Should I call somebody right now and be like, "Hey, bitch, what's up?"
I don't want to.
No.
Put it on wax.
Yeah, I was gonna do it just so y'all understood that it's okay.
And this be the day
At first, they might have been like, "What?"
Right.
Yeah. No, actually,
first-
yeah, go ahead.
No, let's not.
I would love to.
Because
there's several things that happen.
When Dre's gonna be
She gonna cuss you out.
She gonna cuss him out.
It's on wax. And then, if it actually makes the show because he does the editing, then we're going to expose this chick who loves to be
Right.
called a
It happened
bitch.
or not because he
No.
edited it out.
She doesn't love to be called a bitch. It's just acceptable for certain people. I don't love calling men or female bitches, but if you
Young
come
lady.
close enough, then I welcome you into that zone.
Young lady, whoever you are, do not allow these black men to call you bitch.
So
Please understand. Like, I can't.
It's-
It's not even a
it's-
pandering
it's-
situation
it's-
at this point. It's just like,
it's handfuls of them, JT. Though it's not one person I'm talking about.
but here's
It's
the
multiple
thing, Dre.
handfuls of people.
so you got multiple bitches.
This nigga.
I don't have them.
Yeah.
I don't have them at all.
Okay. Okay.
Nigga tried to set you up. He tried to set you up. He tried to set you up.
I'm not playing. I'm not falling for that bullshit.
Oh, you got multiple bitches. That's what I hear.
He tried to set
Word.
you up, bro.
But B,
All right.
but
So
yeah, it's the inflection and the people, right? So like, if some dude you don't even know walk up to you and be like, "What's up, nigga?" Right? That's offensive,
what's up?
right? I just think,
Right.
yeah. Go ahead. I already give my perception. Go ahead.
No.
Alright,
I
so-
get what you're saying there, but at the same time, it's about the delivery because at the same time, even if I didn't add the what's up, even if I didn't add the nigga, if I'm just walking somewhere I don't know and somebody like, what's up, I might get on edge just because of that. Versus if I'm walking down the street and someone
been
like,
in New York too
hey, what's
long.
up?
I was,
Hey, what's
I was
up?
thinking the same.
What you mean?
No,
No.
I can't say what's up to you. You like,
Oh
you mean?
no, that was a culture shock when I came to Kentucky. When I came to Kentucky
Yes.
and everybody was speaking,
Absolutely.
I was like,
Hi.
I
Yeah.
don't fucking know you.
when I got
And it was
Exactly.
just like, oh,
when I got to Fisk and
this
everybody
is
hugs,
normal.
that got me. They're like,
Yeah, that's
hey,
weird.
and they reach out. I'm like, wait, what? We hugging? Like,
Oh yeah, no, just the hello alone. I actually had the It was funny. I had the conversation with Misty and Tony one day, and I'm like, everybody speaking here is kind of weird. It was during freshman orientation. I was like, it's kind of weird because like when people say what's up and I don't know, I always get like on edge, but they just be like hello, and I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
So
that was
definitely
a
had to get
culture
used
shock
to
for both of us.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Well, it's funny, like being from Kentucky. When I left, and people would like, especially up here in DC, people would like look at you like, "The fuck? Why are you speaking to me?" That shit. That was a culture shock. So I get
Yeah,
it.
if you don't know them, why are you speaking
Yeah.
to me?
because you
Because you're fucking alive.
a person.
Because you're,
I just
yeah,
think
you're a
that's
human being. Like the
No,
hell.
you give
When I
you
first
give me
went
the
to
black people
California-
head nod and keep it moving.
Okay.
Exactly.
When I first went to California, I was getting outside, check my mail. My neighbor was out there too. I said, "What's up?" He looked at me like I was crazy. I was like, "I beat you."
Right. So that was the issue.
That's stupid.
So it ain't about the N word. It's about the delivery. The N word is just
The N-word
something
just-
additional.
that puts the on site on it.
Right. That brings people's antennas up even more for sure.
Antennas.
I'm talking about inner circle usage, not derogatory intentionally.
But yeah, we can already put that off the table. Like, of course, we think that's horrible, right? And
In a circle of
Like,
niggas
we-
though.
I have a question. What was the question again? So I can actually
I don't
fucking
wanna-
answer
I
it.
don't wanna be the niggas.
Are you comfortable using the N word, or do you think it should be removed from our vocabulary?
Okay. You say you don't want to be in a circle of niggas? Is that what he just said?
JT, he straight. His imagination ran with that boy. Let's give JT a moment to calm down for a second.
I keep telling y'all, this nigga is a child. Man, y'all,
We're gonna call you a toddler too.
Yeah.
no, I
JT
no,
is a toddler.
no.
JT
I think
Yes.
like a toddler, but I don't speak like a toddler. Now,
Whispering
what you want to do?
Nigga, I'm eloquent, nigga. Fuck you. Yeah, exactly.
What? All right.
It just got real. Hold on, what happened?
And then he gonna
I
say
don't know.
what? Like he don't know what the fuck's going on.
I missed the last part, but that's cool. Just keep it moving. That was funny.
Nick,
Did you hear the question that I reread, BJ?
one more
did we
time.
do that
One more
again?
again. Yeah, do that.
Are you comfortable using the N word, or do you think that it should be removed from our vocabularies?
I just want to say I appreciate you sending out the questions prior to the show.
I don't know who's gonna do it next week because I'm be in Cleveland, so have fun.
Oh shit. Tell
May
CC
the
I
odds
said what's
forever
up.
be in your favor.
Fuck them kids. tell fuck them kids. I said what's up. Am I comfortable using it? Absolutely comfortable using it. I choose my where and where you shouldn't use it. You know, as far as like business settings, no, that shit doesn't happen. Around certain people, no, it doesn't happen. Around family or homies, absolutely. Do I think it is something we should work on? Perhaps something we probably should work on. But it's a different from nigga and then the hard R. That hard R is a totally different situation, right? And then it's a word that can mean so many different things. Nigga,
Nigga.
you all right? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you good? You good? Like it's like the inflections. What do you mean by it when you say it? I also believe, or I have a problem with, or kind of on the fence about where you use it and who you use it around, right?
Agreed.
Because you never want to let somebody else get a little too comfortable in what they think or how they think they can view you. Because it is a word that was used for being derogatory towards our people. And it is something that has been used with the ER, but I mean, there's been plenty of times, you black ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how you say it, it's about what do you mean behind it? You know what I'm saying? So
what do you think it means?
I'm not. Go ahead.
What do you think it means when somebody, like, say you got a white friend, which BJ, you have a lot of white
Mhm.
friends, and that's cool. So
Mhm.
so you got a lot. Say your white friend says, what do you think that means? Like, it's your boy. I didn't say some random white dude. Like, your boy.
Oh, yeah, it's my boy.
Yeah. What do you think that means? Or what do you feel that
Now,
Dre,
I'm not gonna say it hasn't happened, but it's always been in a peaceful situation. It was never out of on some hate shit or like we arguing or whatever. It's just we just chilling. But obviously I would be in a different situation. I wouldn't be on this podcast, right? But
Broadcasting you live from this camera.
right. But at the same time, those are the same people that would the bitch thing. Like we would call Tish, Ika, or other people bitch, right? Debo. But if some random outside the group nigga came out, was like, "Hey, you bitches!" Oh, now we gotta fight.
Yeah.
It's you know what I'm saying.
Because
It's
they inner circle.
yeah, they're not inner circle.
is this Debo the PhD, the master's degree? Okay. She let you call?
Well,
Wow. Okay.
I don't know. You may
Oh yeah, Debo.
Inner circle. Yeah, he knows.
Yeah, she in her
was
circle.
open.
But
Yeah,
we
he got his way.
we ain't gonna let nobody fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same. It's the same thing. And that's real sparingly because they even still be scared. Like, did I fuck up? You know what I'm saying? And it'd be more or less like what was that Drake line? My white homie said, "Nigga, if anybody heard it, it's gonna be trouble or something."
That dude is gonna be
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because you know he don't mean nothing by it, but somebody else that don't know him and don't know his heart, that don't know his heart, is gonna be like, what the fuck? So it's one of those situations. I just think we need to be smart about it and not use it in the wrong place and in front of the wrong people. Yeah,
That boy said.
where like, what?
That boy said. My white friend said y'all niggas crazy. I hope no one's heard that.
Right.
It's gonna be some trouble.
And that's real, you know what I'm saying?
Hell of-
Like, that's one of those situations. Like, I know it's hard. He ain't saying it like that, but if the motherfuckers hear that shit, is damn, it's gonna be some trouble. You know what I'm saying? So, it's it's definitely one of those things where I think, if I had a son, I would do my best not to use it around him, probably. And let him know, but at the same time, teach them the significance of what it is, what it could be, and where it is now, because all of those things are different. At one point, it was a thing where it was nothing but degradation. It was nothing but bad. 1528 book club. It was nothing but bad, and then it became a little cool and whatnot. But I think we also need to be careful of thinking we can make shit cool, even though it's still something that's tearing us down.
But
Dre,
here's the thing.
I call on you.
Thank you, sir. But the thing is, before it was bad, it was normal. The word itself stems from the Latin spelling of black, Niger. So
Yeah.
it wasn't necessary. It didn't start bad, and we just all of a sudden say, "Oh, let's make it good."
It was
just the
literally
way
where we
that-
were from.
It was literally us. Just like we call
Yes.
each other black now. That's the same thing as nigga, which is why I'm like, no, if we okay with black, we okay with nigga in our circles.
Just to be offensive.
No, they changed the spelling because of cultural and regional shit.
Nigger
People
was not
down
a word.
south.
So what was cultural about it to change the word?
In Latin,
Right.
Niger is
Right.
black. That's
they
how
added
people
another
said
G.
it. Wait. When you went to
Okay.
the country as South, they said their syllables really hard, so they added the extra G into the spelling. That's the only reason it's spelled like that. It's cultural with the United States and slavery. The slave owners in the South added that other G because that's how they pronounced it. Okay, and then they took that into talking about slaves in an extremely derogatory term, and then talking about black people post-slavery, and now black people took off the ER and added the A, and we reclaimed it. So it started bad. Started normal. It got bad as fuck, and then black people are like, "Where am I using
How does
it at
two
now?"
G's differ from one G? Goggles. The G at the beginning of the goggles sounds like the two G's in the middle of goggles. So like, anyway, I'm just
It's
messing with
emphasis on the letter.
you.
when
I'm
you
messing
put
with
the
you,
two.
bro. Keep it moving. Point taken.
Yeah, so that's all I'm saying. Like it's
The point of what he's saying is, the point of the matter is, that's just how we started anyway. That's who we were, in a sense. It was made to. So I guess, and on one hand, it's one of those things like you can try to call me whatever you want to, but do I have to be a whatever the negative,
Yeah.
whatever the negative thing is? Do I have to accept that? You know what I'm saying? Y'all my niggas.
Yeah.
100
last
grand.
time-
You know what I'm saying? But that means something different than you four niggas if a cop pulls us over. You know what I'm saying? It means something totally different. You know what I'm saying?
Probably gonna be a hashtag.
man.
You ain't
say that. It's a wrap.
The last time somebody called me that, I just busted out laughing. It was hilarious, right? Because they was driving past. They were driving past in the truck. It was obviously multiple of them. I don't know how many it was. It was night. And they rolled past and screamed it out. And I looked at them. I was like, and I just started laughing. Like, now what? Like, would I supposed to go home offended? Or
You feel
gonna stop and get
better?
out the car? Like, what we finna do?
Oh yeah, they were definitely hoping that you were going to be somebody where it just got under your skin and pissed you off.
Yeah, I'm gonna chase the truck down the street. You know what I'm saying? Like a dog chasing the car. You know what I'm saying?
Not gonna do that.
It was just weird. You know what I'm saying? It was just weird. And I think it's, you know, I'm just going off what y'all saying because I think it is, you know, when you look at the flip side of it, it is kind of weird. I mean, for me, and that's why I say it comes with maturity and exposure and education. Because honestly, now somebody other than black saying the N-word to me, it doesn't sting. It doesn't hit me as bad. Now, granted, I'm gonna check you for sure. I mean, in the right setting, but it doesn't. I don't. Oh my God! Like it's not that. You know.
Oh no, I'm gonna check them no matter what setting we in if they ain't
That
black.
provocative.
I don't
No.
fuck
Well,
with
I guess I should say. How I check you depends on
How you? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You might have to pull them close, like nigga. I will beat your motherfucking
Ain't
ass.
nobody
See,
getting
you got to do that when you grab your kids in the store. When you grab your kid in the store, like look here and kick that shit up.
You gotta grab
You
that
clench it.
brachial,
That that
bicep,
meat in the back.
that tricep muscle. Like, hey. I guess
All right, so let me tell y'all a story. I remember I went to my best friend Kevin Armstrong growing up, 5th, 6th, all through high school. White kid. Used to go to his house all the time, spend the night, all that shit. We used to go to Higgins Lake in the summer. Michigan, even though it's in the north, it has some real racist parts. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you get more north. Yes, especially you get more north and stuff like that. So we go to Higgins Lake all the time. Every summer, I would go with his family, and we stay there for like a week. You know, swimming in the lake, fishing, all that stuff. So one day we were actually all of us. We just like went from the cabin, just walking around, just chilling. And this hillbilly motherfucker looked out. It's a nigger. Just like that. That was and like 7 white people. And he was like so flabbergasted that a person of color was walking down his street. And it was one of those situations where I couldn't at the time. I think I was like it was like in between 8th grade sophomore year, somewhere around there. So I wasn't even knowledgeable enough to really like get pissed off, but at the same time it was such a shock that I was just like, whoa. And my boy Kevin got pissed. He was like, what the fuck is wrong? And his dad was like, come on, because we are in the fucking woods. You know what I'm saying? We are in their space, and so you just have to keep going. But it was just one of those situations. Like, it was one of the like, wow, people really just like. I'm with this great family that are liberal as hell. I literally used to go to their house and just walk in. Now, no knock, just walk in because I'm family. You know what I'm saying? But there are people out there that just because they're confused by, he was literally flabbergasted that a black man or a black kid was walking down the street. And that was the first and only time, honestly, that I know that it's been said to my face that someone in that way. And
I think it is different. Shoot. The drive-by
it was just kind of weird.
It hurt a little bit. Like,
well, especially at that age. Like at that age, it's just a lot to process too.
Yeah.
So, no, let's finish this because.
And then all you can do is go back to the cabin and have dinner and act like it didn't happen, or just like try to be normal. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't explain to me what it is to be a black person. You know what I'm saying? They can't explain those fears or those situations. All they can do is be supportive and be good people.
Do people who say that,
That was
want a reaction though?
Huh?
Why do you think people say that? I mean, do they really want a reaction? You think they really want a reaction? They really want you to run up?
Well,
Or
in
they just
BJ's
saying it to
case,
try to-
In BJ's
I was a
case,
kid.
it sounded like he was just ignorant of what he
Yeah.
was doing.
Yeah. But I'm saying
That's
when people just come at you with this N-word, like, what do you think that desired reaction is?
I think some of them want that smoke. I think
They
they
really
want
want
it
that smoke.
from
They really want
you,
Yeah.
just from
Depends
you.
on-
Now,
depends on
if
how
it's
racist they
collective,
are.
they don't want that. They don't want the collective, especially if they're outnumbered. Now, I do believe they want to start some shit when something like that is thrown out there like that. I do feel like whoever that kid was probably has honestly never seen someone.
No. It wasn't a kid. It was a grown man looking out his window. This is what I'm saying. We were walking down the street, just
Oh,
like
shit.
walking
Okay.
the neighborhood. It was a grown man looking out his window. He said, "It's
Well,
a
even still,
nigger."
no. I had to think about it. Like, even still, there are places and pockets in this world
Yeah.
where
But-
none of
but-
us walk.
That, and
None
that's
of us
what,
sure.
that's what I was gonna say. In the mid '90s, in rural Michigan, where the Michigan militia reigned, which has been on the top of the United States domestic terrorist list for 20-some years, a lot of black people don't go up there because it's not safe for us. So, like, when they see somebody, it was probably like a culture shock for him. Like, oh shit, they do come up here. This is weird. Huh?
It's just
Yeah.
weird because every time I've seen somebody get knocked for that, like literally knocked upside their head for it, they look so surprised. Maybe it's because they got hit so hard, but like it's such a surprised look on their face. Like I didn't
Like,
know
why'd
he
you-
was gonna right.
But that's
why
that.
you-
That's
why you
that. They want to play
attacking me?
victim. They want to start shit, but then when shit really gets to them, then they want to be the victim in the situation.
Right.
That's bullshit. Like, that's just flat out
they're-
bullshit.
Their pride is hurt. Just like
Yeah.
when a whole ass nigga will call a girl a bitch and then she slap him and then he like, oh my god, this bitch just hit me. Yeah, you called her a fucking bitch, dummy. You deserve to get hit.
Right.
Like, it's the same shit.
I'm so confused by your statement. So, like we just got to talking about y'all.
He said,
It was the inflection.
I
You,
feel
you
you.
gotta,
I feel
you
you.
gotta
So,
follow.
I mean-
You gotta
Yeah.
follow.
So it's,
And-
it's a
and-
real question that I have though is, I think Seth had mentioned it. Why are we the people that take something negative that's been given to us and labeled on us and feel like it's okay to still use it but to switch it around versus like
But we're not at all the only people that do that. Italians do it. Hispanic people do it. A lot of different races or cultures do that.
I've never heard, and I've been around a lot of people. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I don't. I'm not. This is not a refute.
I've heard
what
it.
you're
I heard it
saying.
used in
Hey,
comedic situations where they're
this is-
explaining a story. They're
Italian
saying a
people call
story.
each other moolies all the time, which is a derogatory
No,
word.
no, no. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying that you're wrong, Dre. I'm just saying like, well, and the reason why I'm saying it, I'm just saying I've never heard it, and the reason why I'm saying that is because, well, maybe because I'm black, and maybe because I do get in circles where people get around me and they just think, oh, he's black, I can say it. But yeah, so I guess it's just they don't really do it in mixed company because I never really hear it.
That's probably what it is. Like
Right,
the way
just
we,
like we
the
don't-
way we
just like we
wouldn't
don't try to
do it in mixed company. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that makes
"Tell you
sense.
what,
And
I have Colombian, Mexican, and Guatemalan friends that call each other beaners all the time, like all the time, and it's just that's their nigga. You know what I'm saying? I might say it
Okay.
every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? But me and my friends, we're like us to where we don't give a fuck, and we gonna talk shit no matter what. You know, and we gonna use every avenue to talk shit to each other, and it's
Yeah.
cool.
But I would love to
And-
see it eradicated from our language, though. Even still, I hear all y'all saying. And I don't necessarily disagree. I would just love to see it just gone. I would love for somebody to say that word and they react as swiftly as they did when that football player said that derogatory term. Because even if he said the
But the-
N word, he would have been in the league for another. They probably would end of the season before they said something to him. Probably, you know what I'm saying? Or
No,
probably
no, I wouldn't say that because
it would've took a minute. It
Cooper
took a minute.
Cooper Cup, not Cooper Cup.
Yeah.
What was that boy
he
for
played for the Eagles at the time.
Philadelphia?
What happened?
Philadelphia, yeah.
What happened?
He
He just said, "I'm sorry."
He got a
He got a-
suspension. He got a
Did he get
suspension,
suspended?
and his teammates were like, "I don't want to play with this nigga no more.
yeah,
Fuck him. Get off my team."
yeah, because he said something about he was at a concert or something and was drunk and he was just talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Fucked up.
Yeah. Now, 5 years ago, it wouldn't have mattered no matter what, but now everything's a lot more cultural.
That was about 5 years ago, though. Actually, that was a long time ago. Because Mike Vick was still playing.
Well,
That was a long time ago.
that wasn't when Vic was
More,
playing.
it's more than
That
five.
was like the
man.
year after they won the championship.
Bet 20.
Either way,
Philadelphia ain't never won a championship.
you stupid. They recently won the championship.
Yes, they have.
Yeah. I
Okay,
was
but
working at
it was
the time.
It was way before
No,
then.
it's okay. You're wrong. But just for a frame of reference too,
Oh, you got me fucked
we
up.
actually had a conversation before the season started about if we wanted to ban the N word from the show. It was the N word, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the conversation.
Because we all know
And
I wouldn't
cussing
stop
as well.
cussing.
Well, that
we-
we did.
that-
It did
that
come
was-
up, though.
No, it was
It was fucking futile.
It was never on the table. Yeah, it was.
You're right.
Just like
It came.
a throw in.
Yeah,
I
y'all
think
just
the
wanted to
N
talk about it
one-
for no fucking
one
reason.
word that
Oh,
really,
you just want to cuss, Jessica? Let me bring my point home real quick. Like,
so like we have had these conversations internally far before we recorded the show. Well, shit, almost a year ago now at this point. No, not a year ago. I'm sorry. It was before. It was in between seasons. So it was in between season 1 and season 2. So it would have been October, November, December time. We talked about it. And again, it's just one of those things where we all feel differently about it. So we just left things status quo. Things may change in the future, may not change. Who knows? But this is, where we at with it.
I like to see a challenge though of a no cussing episode. I would love to see it because I want to see.
I'll
the
win
struggle.
that. I'll win that.
All right.
Ain't no way.
So-
ain't no way you
I-
Commercial.
beat me in that
We'll
shit.
check in. You want to check in
Question.
with
I have a question.
Right.
Real question. Do you, because part of the question was if we use the N word, if we cuss, if we do this, are we alienating potential audiences?
Mhm.
Right? Are we making potential audiences uncomfortable? Because what's crazy is I have some guests that come in that sometimes listen, and I talk the way I talk. I am who I am when I'm with y'all, and then they get professional Benny. You know what I'm saying? They've listened, they know. But should I worry about like pissing on cotton and walking on eggshells? Absolutely fucking not. Right? Because everybody has their layers, and this is who I am. I am still the person that they still love to come see at work and stuff like that. They just know a little bit more about me. So I get it. And I hope I don't, I don't even want to say it, I hope I don't offend them, but I hope they're able to look past those things that may make them feel uncomfortable and get to know who I am and get to know what we're talking about. If they can't do it, it's a damn shame. We're doing a good
But I
thing.
think it's interesting though, because we're kind of contradicting ourselves just a little bit, because we say we only use the word in certain settings and audiences, but we don't
But we put that audience everywhere.
with the www. Like
So,
everybody in the
here-
world.
so
Yeah.
here's the difference.
So well, hold on. Well, I got you,
Right.
I got you, Drake. But like, so it's naturally. Well, I was gonna go with because it's naturally alienating, right? Because here's how. Like, if I'm at an appointment somewhere, if I'm in a meeting somewhere, if I'm, because if I'm walking to work or at work, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like I have a certain position within the company.
You better have your headphones on.
And no, I'm just saying like because I've had people say, oh, because I have my T-shirt on, I have the hoodie, the beanie on that Dre sent or something like that, and they're like, oh, what's 1528? And I'm like, oh, it's about. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Like some people, I'll say, hey. Other people, I'll be like, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Because, you kind of, to me, I naturally alienate people. I'm like, you don't, nah, I don't, because I was talking crazy about you the other
Like
or
this
whatever.
ain't for you.
But like, do you really feel like you're not you just because you're not cussing?
Huh?
That's the question to everybody. Do you feel like cussing, not cussing, is keeping you from being authentic you?
Yeah.
No, for me, not cussing is not really an issue. I think it's more or less about making people uncomfortable with the use of the N word would be a thing, right? My vernacular, I'm Samuel Jackson. That's my vernacular. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I cuss. It happens. Can I have a conversation without doing it? For sure. And I'm still can get my point across and be who I am or whatever. The authentic me is going to probably put a fuck in there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I feel about it. That's
Because I bring it up in the sense of I think we talked about it briefly at one point of what if we want to shop this to to get picked up syndication whatever you want to call it, blast it all the way out there, and somebody was like, yeah, we would, but
But
the N word, or maybe y'all cuss too much, we can't do it. Like, would you then be like, okay, well, let's change it up a little bit?
it depends on how
I
many
have no problem
commas in
doing it.
those
Hey,
niggas.
like I said, exactly. Like I'm saying, if the price is right, because at the end of the day, I cuss. If you are around me and we're comfortable, I'm going to cuss in front of you repeatedly in the span of a few minutes. But in the same breath, I don't have to cuss at all if need be. I'll go do a trade show that's a week long in Las Vegas in front of coworkers, in front of doctors, in front of all these people, and I won't cuss one time the whole 7 days because it's not appropriate in those settings. But the moment I get back in a comfortable space with people that I'm comfortable with and then can actually relax with, you're going to hear me the way that I express myself. And a lot of times cussing is in that because it's just an emphatic way of me saying certain words or getting out certain emotions and things like that. So like, that's where I am with that. And I think, like your other question was about being,
Authentic. Is it authentic?
yeah, I guess, like with that, I feel like, I don't know. Me cussing is authentic for me because that's how I talk. That's how I communicate. That's what I do. Right? That's like for some people, Ebonics is their authentic self, but they put on that professional tone when they get to work. Like that's not the way you talk in your office isn't your authentic self. That's what you put on because you have to perform that way. And for some people, it is. For some people, it is. Wait. Let me finish up. Okay. But because the other point I wanted to make before I forgot, because I don't want to forget again. When you talk about are we contradicting ourselves, I think Sid mentioned that because we're saying it in front of a mixed company. I don't think we are because these conversations that we're having are only amongst the four of us. We're broadcasting this everywhere else, but the conversations themselves, the words that we use, the derogatory sometimes terms are only said to Sid, BJ, or JT. Other people
So it's
might hear
authentic.
it, but I'm not saying it. Yeah, I'm not saying it to anybody else. So I don't think I'm contradicting them because we're saying we only say these words in certain circles because I'm still only saying them in front of y'all. And I kind of feel like we're doing people a favor when we let them hear that. And the reason that I say that is because I'm saying it directly in front. And no, I'm saying just to you guys, not in front of. But I feel like we're kind of doing a favor to some people because of a conversation that I had after the hashtag episode. Somebody, old HR at a different company, listened to the hashtag episode, was like, wow, that was deep. I'm, probably listen to you guys or whatever. And actually did. And maybe 3 or 4 weeks later, around like episode 6 or 7, they then hit me up like, man, I never heard you talk like this at work. Why was that? And we just had a real conversation. And she was just like, I always felt like people could be comfortable, like just being who they wanted to be at work. I was like, no, we never had that opportunity. And like, it was a kind of eye-opening thing for her because as HR, she really thought that she was creating a environment where black people could be whichever black person that they were. And I'm like, as much as you want to do that, that's just not a reality a lot of times. And our show is a lot of times people's look into what we normally look like, what we normally sound like, who we are, and a lot of perspective comes from that insight.
I kind of need a little bit more explanation on when you say you're not your authentic self at work, or something to that.
Oh yeah, no. I put once I step in my office, I put on the show. I'm whoever you need me to be for that day. I'm like up. I'm excited because y'all know me. I'm super laid back. I'm chill. I don't really care. But in a work setting, I'm gung ho. We need to do this. We need to do that. Like, you'd be like, where the fuck did all this energy Dre got come from? Because that ain't really him. But in work, that's what I need to do to actually excel at my job, That's what I need to do to perform high. That's what I need to do to have high revenue. That's what I need to do to be a leader. So I do it.
I'm going to rebut that. That is you because it's a part of you. It's something that you can do, right? It's just you're not just one. You're not just single faceted. You're multifaceted. So that's just another thing that you can do. Another way you can be. It doesn't make it fake. It just means that's another side of you, right? So
Right,
it's still authentic in my mind. It's still authentic. It's just not. Everybody's not privy to all of you. Right, and you don't. Everybody don't get to shut the fuck up, JT. You don't get to. Everybody doesn't get to know all of you.
I'm not saying
that's
the
the difference.
actions aren't me. I'm saying the voice filter in which I deliver the conversations, the language, the verbiage. That's different than how I normally am because it's more. It's a different kind of acceptable in a professional space that I'm putting on that. Kind of persona.
This past within the last year, I got a chance to meet your family, and I got a chance to meet some of your aunts. You talk the way that you talk with us in front of them.
Depends on which aunts.
See, what I'm saying is like, so
That's fair.
My thing is, I guess the ones whose house we stayed over. Like, are you comfortable?
Susie.
Susan. Yeah. Okay. You're comfortable. N-word, B-word, cussing, yada yada, around her.
Nigga, but not B-word probably.
So the thing with that is I guess there's a air of on one side I have the professional me, which is why I talk a different way. On the other side, there's a demeanor of respect. Now, in my family, in the church, in the background that they were from growing up in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, certain words just weren't used at all. So my generation receives words differently than theirs do. So I know that they might be touched differently by the N-word than I am because they had far different and worse experiences associated to that word. So if they're not comfortable with me either, and this goes for anybody, if somebody's not comfortable with me using a word like that because of trauma or because of past experiences or because of this or that, then I'll do my best not to. But that's still not who I naturally am. That's me accepting that I'm going to curve my normal verbiage in order to adapt to whatever situation I'm in at the moment.
Out of respect.
I get what y'all saying on that, but I feel like I'm authentically me in every setting. The N-word, I drop the F-bomb, or say a prayer for somebody, or whatever. Like, I'm being me. Like, I'm multifaceted.
Like, cuss is not at the root
Yeah,
of
well,
me. Like,
that's what I told. That's what I said about Dre.
If I have to go somewhere and they say, "Look, Cedric, when I was a preacher, they would be like, Cedric, you can't say the word Jesus. You can't say the name Jesus. Like, our Heavenly Father, like higher power. Jesus. I said Jesus anyway. But what I'm saying is that certain words.
That's who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, hey, a million ways to Jesus, one way to God. But what I'm saying is that
that's totally different, but yeah.
just like,
Put that on the T-shirt.
like, there's certain, like, no matter where I go and what I'm doing, even at work, like, I mean, I do something like this. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, some of my responses may be tapered a little bit. There's something, and I was like, I just said that. I won't say that work, but I'll say, as per my last email, or earlier.
Right. But it's still you. Like, you're not being fake. Yeah. It's still you. Yeah.
So that's why it kind of sends up, and I think, like, look at Dickie's face, and then, like, kind of matching it with what I'm thinking. That's why it kind of throws me a little bit when I hear you say, like, I'm not being authentic if I don't cuss, or I'm not being authentic if I don't.
Right, but,
No.
But part of being authentic is the way you engage with people. And if I have to change the way I engage with people into a way that I don't normally do, that's not authentic to me. It's not necessarily bad. It's just not 100% me. You know what I'm saying?
You being around us, giving us work Dre isn't authentic, even though work Dre is still authentic. Right? Is
Work
that what you're saying?
What?
I feel like it's one and the same personally.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is,
I think it's one and the same.
when you're giving us work Dre, you don't feel like that's being authentic because we're your boys. even though work Dre is still authentic Dre at work, but you're not at work, so you feel like it's not being authentic to who you are.
I'm saying work Dre is never the authentic me. Work Dre
I don't believe that.
That's hard.
Be-
That's hard to understand.
Yeah, I don't believe that because Work Dre is educated, smart man that knows how to handle his business. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Right,
know how to
but-
handle your business. That's
but-
who you are. If
But
if
I'm
that
forced to adapt from how I would
That's
normally talk, how I would normally act, the swag that I have. I'm forced to adapt that
Nigga,
to
you ain't
a
got no
professional
swag.
environment.
Nigga, I was like, you beat me to it. I was like, nigga, yo, what?
Yo, what? Just
Yo,
stop.
who?
So don't big up yourself
Right.
right now,
You
okay?
better
So-
ask about it.
Stop fishing for compliments for yourself. Like,
So I
my
get
thing
that.
is, how I guess for everyone is different, but I'll just say for me, cussing and not cussing does not change me as a person. How authentic I am with anyone. Like I don't understand how. I don't understand how that thing, how that particular
Because you don't cuss as much as we cuss. That's why.
Bitch ass
That's
nigga.
why.
JT, I didn't
Right.
know you cursed until we got to the show.
What y'all talking about?
All right.
Staring at you,
That's part of it.
motherfuckerly.
I mean,
no, but
honestly, though,
I think
having
that's a big
conversations with
difference.
y'all- Having conversations with y'all on the guys trips, I don't think y'all cuss as much as y'all cuss on this show. Like for real.
Shit.
Like, I
What?
don't think y'all do.
BJ, I swear he's.
I've been with y'all.
What?
Vegas,
Shit.
Miami. You know what I'm saying? Back in case, like I don't never hear
No.
y'all cussing. Now the N word flows,
'Cause
but I don't hear y'all.
We're just
cussing.
not authentic
No,
with
we-
you, said. Like
we
that's-
wake up
You got
with
me
cuss words.
fucked up.
We wake up with
Nigga.
cuss words. Hey, bitch, get up. It's time to go, bitch. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hold
Hey,
on,
bitch,
get out from
shut.
over there.
Hey,
Like,
bitch, take shot.
Okay.
Every
Who the
other
fuck
word is
drink
a
all
cuss word.
goddamn Hennessy White? Oh, y'all just gonna drink
Every
all
other
this
word.
shit?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
are you
Maybe
serious?
Maybe just
Yeah, you
blends in
tripping
'cause
on that
everybody's
one, Sid.
cussing.
Who the fuck brought the bitch back smoking the cools? The FBI. Who brought the FBI agent back to the room?
Stupid.
What the goddamn? What the goddamn? Gargle. What the gargle voice? Who brought the bitch back with the gargle voice? Hey,
We love her. Because we love her.
Who did
All
that?
right.
Who the fuck?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Stop that.
Okay.
Would somebody please fucking go with BJ and watch him walk around his goddamn Will? Go get BJ. Because this nigga is wandering around Miami by his goddamn self right now.
Who got the keys?
Chasing white bitches from
Oh,
London.
man.
Would you please go get BJ? Nigga, we cuss every fourth word.
All right.
And on that note, guys, we're gonna go ahead and head to commercial. We're way
I gotta breathe.
way off. Oh,
You
shit.
walk into a
shit. I need
commercial,
some-
goddamn.
Yeah, I need some air, so we're gonna go to commercial and we'll be right back.
My God.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Dre. Just wanted to real quickly remind everybody to go check out our website if you haven't lately. Not only do we have our entire back catalog of episodes, so you can watch all of the previous episodes from this season as well as all of our past seasons, but you can also go on there. You can look up and go to our host page where you can read about each one of us, where we're from, what we like, and you can see our individual Spotify playlists on there. Not only that, we also have a recap of the 1528 voter registration and absentee ballot RV tour on there, as well as instructions on how to use the recast option of our software that we use, so you can actually share the podcast with your friends, as well as some other really cool information about the podcast, our background, things like where the name came from, how we met each other, and all kinds of other stuff. So go check us out. All of our important links are at the bottom of each page, and we're excited to see more traffic on that site and get you guys back to the show. Thanks, and talk to you guys in a second. All right, y'all. So we back with the 1528 podcast. And for the second half of this episode, we got a really interesting topic from the past that recently has resurfaced in a meme. And it's a quote by Dick Gregory, who once said that black women and the black church were the two most powerful groups in the history of our country. Fellas, do you guys agree with that? Do you disagree with that? Or just what are your general thoughts on the topic?
I agree. I believe that those two things are the most powerful groups in the history of our country, and that's all I'm about to say.
Are you fucking with us right now?
He's trying not to offend anybody.
Absolutely.
Yo, politicking ass nigga, man.
Fuck outta here.
You can't lose. It's the church and black women. Like, yeah.
Hey,
Oh, I'm
Check
about
both
to fucking
boxes.
lose.
Let me say
I'm gonna
this.
go down
Hey,
swinging.
hey,
Goddamn
said, go ahead and spearhead this.
Let me say this.
Absolutely.
I absolutely disagree with it. And I don't disagree with it because I don't think black women are powerful, nor is it that I don't think the black church is powerful. I disagree with it because, for one, it's just a stupid division. It's so you have all these people working toward a common goal, and you feel like, and for one, I don't think Dick Gregory said it. I don't know. JT said he wasn't able to find a quote on it, but I don't know if he kept looking or whatever. But
No, I didn't.
it's just, to me, it's just a silly thing that you have black men, black women, white men, black women. I mean, white women, everybody. Particularly, let's keep it in the community though. You have black men fighting too. And you have even other people of color fighting too, and I don't know if it's for Women Empowerment Month or if it's for Black church revitalization or whatever, but I just don't see the point in pointing out, oh, you're powerful, but you guys are the most powerful. What does that even mean? Like, what signifies the most powerful? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think for me, you know, probably the reason why BJ said spearheaded, because I do feel some kind of way about it. For me, I just feel like it's another one of those shots, and I'm sure. I mean, just talking about it a little bit in the production call, I'm probably the only one to feel this way, but I feel like it's a low key backhand, underhanded shot toward black men, from supposedly a black man. I think a lot of black men were lynched, were degraded in all kind of ways, degraded in all kind of ways. I think black men had a big part to play in the history of this country, and to just leave them out for whatever reason, leave us out for whatever reason, and be like, yeah, y'all cool, but the most powerful is really your mama now. Like, why? I just think it's one of those things. It's like, so what you think that? Good job. And then another thing, I just don't see why, and it's one thing I notice in our community. Why do we have to put down another group to raise up another group? In order to say women are powerful, you got to say, forget all these men who done da 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 da. Women, you stand up, sis. It's like, okay. There's some no good dudes out here. There's some no good women out here. Some no good animals out here. But like, why can't you just in and of yourself be powerful? As a black church, why can't you just in and of yourself be powerful? Why does it have to be? Now we got to put it. I think who asked it? I think one of us asked it in the previous episode, or when somebody said, "Does Michelle Obama now have more influence than Oprah?" And somebody responded on there. One of the black women responded on there and said, "Why is it even a competition? Why can't they both be influential in their own right? Like, why do we have to just to cause static or any kind of division? Like, what team you on? I'm team Michelle. I'm team Oprah. You're like, why does it matter? Why are we doing that? You know?
So this is where I disagree with. This is where I disagree with Sid. And we kind of touched it a little bit on the production call, but for me, I don't take this statement as an attack on any other people. Right? I don't think by saying one person believes women in the black church were most important that it's taking a shot at men or any other religion or anything like that. It's just merely ranking them based on importance, which is okay to me. Like, it to take that to, like, that's like saying, and I think the example that I threw out there was, if we talk about the 96 Bulls for all the sports fans, to say Michael Jordan and Phil Jackson were the two most important people on that team is to say Scottie Pippen was a piece of shit. No, that's just saying that Michael Jordan, the debatable greatest player in the world, and Phil Jackson, the debatable greatest coach in the world, were more important than Scottie Pippen, who was still one of the top 50 all-time players. And in my book, he's still top 10, but he just wasn't as important as those two. That's not shitting on him. That's not taking anything away from him. It's just merely saying he's important as fuck, but they're more important, and that's okay to say that. It's okay to rank
Pippen
people.
took it
It's
that
okay
way,
to say
though.
that.
We literally know Pippen took it that way.
No, he did not.
He
No,
did.
no, no.
He said it on
No,
The
no.
Last Dance.
He took other slidings that way. He didn't. No. What? What are you talking about?
Last Dance.
This
he really
this
did.
He took it.
no.
I mean, he didn't
That
take it in a way to be
conversation
like,
was
oh,
never
they're
brought
just
up
more
on The
important.
Last Dance. No, what he took in a derogatory way was the way that the general manager and the owner treated him. It had nothing to do with how people ranked him, Jordan, and Phil Jackson.
It really did. They're talking about his
It was
pay
not-
and how much. Wait, we ain't gotta get into that. It's not about the show. Go
Right.
ahead.
They
Go ahead.
again, it was about how much they paid him. It wasn't about how people respected him or didn't respect him
Pay is
compared
based
to
on
Jordan.
Pay is based on worth.
Not
respect
no.
and all
At
that.
the time, pay was based on putting seats in the fucking stadium, and nobody was doing that more than Jordan. But what I'm saying is to rank people, or to even say Michelle Obama has more influence than Oprah. What's wrong with engaging in some good debate? Like, there's nothing shitty on that. You're not shitting on other people. It's merely saying, hey, here's my thoughts on this situation. What are your thoughts on the situation? Maybe we have different perspectives, but I want to hear your perspective on that. And what's wrong with doing that just because people could be too sensitive to engage on it? That doesn't mean we're shitting on either one of them. That means that both of them are great, and we're actually big upping their greatness by comparing them to each other.
So
People who could be great in groups in aspects.
But
of
no,
history.
we're not. But that doesn't mean that they're shit. They just mean that they're not part of this conversation right now. That's not taking anything away from
But
them.
you deliberately alienated them from the conversation. It wasn't like, oh, just by chance, happenstance. And it's not like we're talking about a different type of movement. We're talking about in the history of this country and all the contributions in this country and everybody who's involved. Let's forget everybody else. And the two most powerful people are these people.
It's not saying, but it's never saying forget everybody else, and that seems like an insecure way of approaching the situation. Like as a
I'm secure,
theologian,
man. I wasn't there.
as
so
a
I'm not thinking.
theologian said, if somebody asked you who were the two most important people in the Bible, whichever two you picked doesn't mean the other people in the Bible were insignificant. It just means you thought that those two had more of an impact for whatever reason. That's not taking anything away from anybody else, and to take it that way just doesn't make sense to me.
I think there should be a difference in the argument of whether or not you agree with it that it's those two, or if you honestly just feel like there shouldn't be a ranking at all. Like, I'm trying to figure out I
Yeah.
don't I don't see anything wrong with having this statement, right? Simply because Dick Gregory may or may not have said this, and that's a point of view. That is totally fine. I don't feel that it's no, the statement is powerful. We're not saying important. And so to me, powerful means influence, it means support, control, several different things.
Right.
Impact. And I do believe with the history of the world, especially how things are ranked, I do understand that women in general have a lot of power in certain ways, for especially the black women when it comes to the community. When it comes to, don't get me wrong, everybody's not a deadbeat dad. There's definitely fathers around. I know there's that narrative that keeps coming around and rotating, but at the same time, you got to understand just how. Not saying that you don't, but black women are very important when it comes to the overall blanketing of the community and holding it together. Not saying that black men are not. Black men are normally the figurehead of things. However, a lot of the connecting dots and support come from black women. The black church, that's however you want to feel about that, that's one thing. But as far as for including black women into this and not having black men, I can understand his sentiment when he says these are two of the most powerful groups in our history. It's not saying that black men didn't
Okay.
invent anything, did not, contribute to the armed services and do things in the community. A lot of that, or what he's saying, is just that black women, hold it down across the board,
Okay. If that be
and
the
it's just giving props.
All right, if that be the case, then why, if black women are more powerful than black men in history, I don't know if it's how it is now, because it depends on who puts a quote in the meme next. But if
Right.
black women are more powerful than black men in history, then why were black men so restricted? And black women could do more than black men in history. Based
I don't
on,
ever believe black women could do more.
I'm about to tell you, it's true.
Black women
I ain't
always
just-
got their rights after we
I'm not
did,
just
though.
saying it. I'm not just saying it. Here's the thing. We go to Walmart. I go to Walmart. I get this shirt. Shirt too small. Back then, I couldn't take this shirt back. I had to get a chick to take the shirt back. We weren't allowed to return clothes. The reason why a lot of the women were doing laundry and cleaning houses, black men weren't allowed to do it. And it wasn't because it wasn't a manly job. It's because they didn't trust us to not steal. I didn't want us to be in the business like that.
Right,
So what I'm
but
saying is
Sid-
that usually your most powerful person, restricted person in a place where a system is built against you. And so if they have more liberties to do more, then what makes them more powerful? And I'm not saying women don't have power at all. Women get in free before 11 for a reason. So it's influence. But I'm saying, and I'm not saying, and please don't listen to this and say, oh, you're just saying we're good for the club. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying influence is there. What I'm saying is,
No,
is that
but-
you can't take, well, they did this and black men didn't do that. Well, we would have been dead on sight.
No, but
It's also
Sid,
under
here's
how
the
the
thing. Here's
family
the
structure
thing, though.
was.
But think about it though. Sid, you're talking about menial tasks. Black men were the first to vote. Black men were the first to actually be able to get jobs. We're the first to be able to go to college. We're the first to be able to do things that were important to the uplifting of the community. Black women, sure, they had to go and take back clothes, but they were restricted far more than
just
black
an
men
example.
were. Black men, I'm saying it's not even comparable in my eyes. Black men were always able to do stuff before black women.
So the thing about
Men
don't
in general,
think is-
not just black and white.
yeah,
Men in
I was gonna say
general were before
men
women.
in
Right.
general were able
That's
to
what
do
I'm saying.
things
So I don't
before.
understand how we can make that to say women were
Okay.
able to do that, because it was never the case for any race.
What was that?
So, in my opinion, when you talk about power, you talk about family. So,
Why family? I'm curious. I don't know. If
because, yeah, I am. Be,
if you, all right.
well, because for me, like you have to dumb it down a little bit. You have the woman. She's the teacher of the child. She's the one that's going to teach them how to conduct themselves within society. That's a powerful thing, right? And also when it comes to family structure, when it comes down to a little off topic, but when it comes down to breaking down the black family, they had to break down the black man. They had to remove the black man and the family structure in order to I don't want to say defeat us,
Tear us apart.
but
Tear us apart.
apart, right? So, and then we talk about the black church. Well, that was our faith. That's what kept us going. That's what kept us going for years and generations and everything. So I'm not gonna even try to debate that was the most powerful thing, because that kept us going, right? That kept our sanity. Is the center. It was our base. It is the reason that we marched. It was the reason that we believe that things can get better and we shall overcome and all of those things. But I think more importantly, we're talking about the family structure as a whole be more replaced than the black woman or the black man. It was the family structure, in my opinion. That was the most powerful thing, because once they start tearing down our structure as a whole, that's when we started getting in trouble.
Okay, so like I think we're
And I'm not saying that saying that the black woman was the most powerful thing, because is a problem. I'm not saying that's a problem. I'm not like that's an opinion. It's fine. I'm not mad at that opinion. It's just one of those things that I don't think it's a complete thought in the opinion because I absolutely do understand and know what they did, especially back then, to make sure the black men that were out there fighting for our rights, they came home and still felt like the king in their castle. And they came home and still were able to be understood and allow us to go out the next day and fight that fight. We made it without the black woman, right? We couldn't have gone out the next day without their support, their healing, their hugs, their kisses, their I understands. So maybe I mean that's power right there because they allowed us to continue to go out every day and continue to fight, to continue to go out and get that job, continue to go out and be called the nigga or whatever it is that our ancestors or our grandfathers and shit had to go through. A lot of that shit they wouldn't have been able to get through without their, you know what I'm saying? So that is a powerful thing. So it's a 1A 1B situation, you know, and I don't think that statement's wrong, but I also think that statement can be altered because I think it's more about the black family and the black family unit versus just the black woman. That's just my opinion.
Here's the thing. I didn't answer why I think, or my thoughts on the statement itself, and to directly respond to what you just said, BJ, I think the statement is totally wrong. And a big reason why I feel that way is because, and it sounds like the way that you guys are answering the question is in reference to the black community. The statement is in the history of America, right? When we talk about the history of America, I don't think black women or the black church were the most powerful. The people that were most powerful were the people that were making the rules. And that would be the Catholic Church, and that would be the people that controlled the financial institutions. Neither one of them were ran by black women or ran by the black wings of the church. Right. Those, in my instance, is why I think both of those examples that are in that meme or that are in that quote are just completely wrong. I wouldn't put them top
Just the context
5
clues,
in my
Trey.
mind. I wouldn't
You
put
gotta
them top 5.
You gotta use the context clues. Obviously, he's talking about the black community. It's Dick Gregory, and he's talking about black women in the black church. What else?
No.
If somebody says
In the history of America, you take that. No, he said in the history of America. That's
It's
a
of our
literal
country,
statement.
yeah.
That's a
I
literal
get what you're
statement.
saying.
You don't add fake context that's not there. He said in the
I get what
history
you're
of
saying.
in the history of America.
But at the same
It's
time,
actually quite brilliant, Dre. I get what you're saying now. That's
I was in a way making it strictly for
I
the
hear what
black
you're saying,
community.
Dre.
I'd definitely say that. But so here's the thing. I think Dre, the point you just made completely will possibly change. I think the answer for most of us, right? How about we make it just for the black community? Because I feel like that is where most of us work.
well. I wouldn't even say that because without the black church and without the black women, the trajectory of American history wouldn't have changed. So maybe their power is still there because without the black church, without Martin Luther King and the people, so like that is still power in that. So you know,
and again,
without
the
them,
50
the
years,
shit.
Absolutely, there's been the pivot over the last 50 years. I would absolutely credit to them on a racial and social economical standpoint, but we're still not the ones in control. So overall, we're not the most powerful, but there's an extreme amount of power and influence that has been generated by those two institutions, for sure. Nobody's taking that away from them.
Yeah, I mean, based off the merit of that particular answer, yeah, you're right, Dre. I'll agree with that part. So can we?
Whole conversation. That's just like, well, let's not talk about the meme. Let's talk about some other aspect of society.
No,
or
he's
whatever.
taking the meme by what the word
No,
says.
I did take about the
I know
meme. You
exactly
didn't.
what you're saying. I'm not confused. I'm just saying, like, we're talking about this specific meme.
So,
do
but
we,
what I'm
do we
saying,
agree with this statement? And you're saying, and I agree. If you're saying, I disagree with with the meme because none of us are the most powerful, cool. But if you're saying I don't have a problem with the meme, but then you turn around and then say, well, I do got a problem because we're not like that's double.
No, I said I 100% disagree with the meme. I told you who I thought were the two.
It was your. I think he was talking about your reason for disagreeing with the meme. I think that's part of the. Was that what you? That said, Dre?
Okay.
Because I think that to me that's the issue is like your reasoning for not agreeing with the meme, because it does sound a little Me Too-ish for the black man, in the sense of like we've done this, we've done that, we should be acknowledged for that as well, versus just someone saying like in their opinion that black women and the church are the most powerful in this country. But that's a whole nother new thing that we've just kind of discovered for the first time.
Just moving it a little bit. If I get out here and I say, who's the most powerful on the basketball court? Is it going to be LeBron or is it going to be KD? KD,
yeah, right, Kevin
right?
Durant.
Mm-hmm. And then you say neither. Really, it's the referees. They make the calls, so neither one of them are the most powerful. Like, or it's the coaches, or it's the owners.
No.
But we're talking about who's the most powerful on the basketball court playing.
But
the
that's
game.
a bad example, and you know why?
No.
Because to put it in that example, what you said, what happened was,
What happened?
you were at your house and you were
happened?
talking to your boys, and you said, "Who is the best player right now?"
I say,
And wait.
That's not what I said.
No, let me
Don't change
finish.
no, you
Let me
can change my
finish.
Cool.
I'm telling you
Cool.
why your
Okay.
example was bad, and this one is more
Okay.
relevant to the actual topic.
Cool.
If you ask that question to your boys in California, and y'all start debating between Steph and LeBron, and then somebody else come in and say, "What about KD and Giannis?" And then you say, "No, clearly we're talking about players in California because we live in California." No, that wasn't the question. The question was about all the players in the NBA, not just about the ones in your community. You're trying to make it about your community, even though the question clearly states in the whole country.
Okay, Dre.
If I say who's the most important in the game,
That was a stretch, Dre. But
No, it's not, because he's
No,
only
no,
talking about
'cause
people in his
so-
immediate area.
if I say who's the most important, if I say LeBron and KD are the most important in basketball, and
But
you
that's
move
not
the whole
relevant to
goal,
this. That's
and you
not
move the
relevant to
whole
this
goal,
conversation.
And you say no, it can't be KD or LeBron because they're just players. But the owners and the referees and the people
But
who
that's
call
not
the game,
relevant. That's not relevant.
Yeah,
to
I think
this.
what you're saying is not relevant.
No, because you're literally talking. You're trying to break it down to one team and exclude the
They
rest
don't
of
play
the
on the same
league,
team.
or one state and exclude the rest of
They
the
don't
league.
play in the same state.
Golden State and LA Lakers.
So
Yeah, I
basketball
said
court
KD.
is
No,
the country,
I said Steph.
LeBron.
and we're talking about
I
who's
said
powerful
Steph.
on it,
I took it to Steph,
and we're
LeBron.
not keeping it strictly for the players. Y'all talking two different things about.
In no
the same
way
thing.
am I bringing
Yeah,
in people
they're like
outside of the
they're
United
like trying to
States
say
of
the
America.
same thing, but
Yeah,
differently.
but
Again.
absolutely. Again, yes, again.
He's acting like I'm bringing in Europeans in a conversation about America, where it clearly just says America. It doesn't isolate it to a specific part of America, which is why I used the California analogy. It's saying in all of America. Now, the referees would be, if I were to bring Europeans into this conversation and say, no, Napoleon Bonaparte was the most important person because he was a spy during the Civil War or something. That would be relevant to us bringing in reps. But I'm not saying that. I'm talking about two Americans in a conversation with a question said America.
So we have
That's
a
all.
world-renowned black civil rights activist
And
who
comedian.
who says, it may or may not have said,
Right.
in American history, black women in the black church are the most powerful. I mean, from the context clues of everything that's involved in that, you can't just be like, no, it's the people who run the banks.
No, because you got to also think about the context of when he said it, which we don't know, because
Yeah,
he
we don't
could
know.
have said
Right.
this at a very pro-black rally where he was just trying to rally support, right?
We didn't get
so
the whole
it could have
never
been.
said it at all.
We didn't get the whole.
He could have never said it at all.
Right.
But
Right.
from what we know is what he actually said. We can't add all this extra pretext that we don't know about.
You did.
You're adding pretext. No, it says America. I'm reading it as America. You're reading it as Black America. He didn't say Black America. He
Black
said
people are
America. He didn't say Black
So,
America. He said
okay, so
America.
I'm
So
gonna
I'm
say-
opening it up to America. Okay?
Okay.
You're
It was
adding
always-
an extra
No,
pretense that he
I
didn't say.
It's
All
always been America. Who brought this up? Okay. It's always been America.
Then
brought
why
it
are you
up.
arguing this? Right. This is your argument, asshole.
I brought up the statement. I brought up the meme, and then you're gonna try to say I'm not talking about what I brought up.
I
Cool.
need to
Let's
pour
keep
more
moving.
liquor because I'm about to face.
No, what he's saying is, he doesn't think that you're looking at the entire scope of the entire meme.
I am not
Because-
misunderstanding Drake at all. I get what he said. I just don't agree. with him.
Clearly, you are. Either
I'm
that or
not.
you're just
I
too
just-
stubborn that made you
No.
wrong.
So okay, so
Drake,
Side-
just 'cause you say
sidebar.
it, you're right, and that's the problem.
Sidebar.
Drake said it, so now shut down everything else because he's right.
Everybody
no,
else
no,
understands.
no.
I understand what you're saying. I don't agree with what you're
Question
saying.
is, in your opinion, Cedrice, what are the two most important things in America, or however the meme goes?
Not just Black America, America.
Just America, because
Things
powerful things in America,
people-
powerful entities or
Powerful
whatever.
groups. Powerful
He said
groups.
Groups.
powerful groups.
Powerful
Yes,
groups.
in America.
That's a hard question. I gotta think about that.
How's a hard question? Because
It is. I don't think it's the two that he named. So what are y'all?
No, I'm not saying this-
What are y'all talking about? Because I don't
Okay.
know in this whole dang country who the most powerful is. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know, but it ain't what he mentioned. It ain't what he said. And I don't like what he said because he didn't say black men.
Does it got to be more complex than that?
Okay. I just want to make sure I understand
And
what you're saying.
JT, and answer your question from earlier when you said, is it about the groups that he named or the fact that he named groups? And it's the fact that he named groups. Like in a time like we're in now, but to Dre's point, we don't know when he said it. But in the time that we're in now, it was posted recently. In the time that we're in now, we're gonna take this time to take a stand apart and be like, oh, well, let's go ahead and call out two random ambiguous groups to say are the most powerful when everybody's in a fight right now. It was pointless to me.
So it needs to be
But
collective.
but I will say this: what makes it fucked up is it says
You too
black
sensitive.
church.
You why
No,
cancel
no.
culture keep growing because y'all too
It,
sensitive.
it says the black church and the black woman. So,
All right.
like, on what supposed to be about? You know what I'm saying? So, like, black
Why?
people. So why?
Because there's a black
What I'm
man
saying
who
is-
talked about two black entities.
Exactly.
So therefore, it frames itself that it's a strictly
frame-
a black notion.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
when I
that's-
hear a black revolutionary where he says the two most important people are two black entities, that makes logical sense to me because it follows his mission, it follows his narrative, it follows what he's trying to deliver to the masses.
Okay,
That
so
makes
you can
sense.
still agree or disagree.
I don't think that changes the meaning of what he's saying, though. I just think
think-
he's saying it through his lens, which is a very pro-revolutionary black
You
lens.
changed the meaning to what he was saying.
No, I'm taking it literally for what he said.
No, yeah, Dre's doing the literal shit. Like he said, country. We talk about
That's
country.
what he said. Yeah.
Right. That's
And I'm with it.
all it is.
Okay.
If we don't
so-
know a context, I'm not going to add a
so here's
context.
what, no. I feel you. So here's what I'm with.
Because it says
So-
powerful, not most influential. Not, well, it just powerful. Maybe it was powerful to the revolution at the time, but we don't know, right?
That's what I'm
We
saying.
don't
So
know.
I'm not
I
going to
guess-
add it because I don't know.
Okay,
That's
so
my
I missed
thing.
the point. I don't know. I must have went to go take dinner out the oven. I don't know, but I missed the point when Dre said that he disagrees with the meme. Because since we brought it up, since production call, I guess you really didn't give. You gave more context clues that you didn't disagree with it. So when you brought just bringing it up.
No.
I was-
On the production
hold
call,
on.
I disagree with all of it. I was like, I don't even know why we're talking about this shit. Why? How can anybody agree with this? And then y'all was like, I agree. And I was like, oh, all right.
Agree with what?
The meme.
I didn't agree with the meme ever.
Yeah, he definitely didn't agree with me.
Yeah, that's why he brought it up because he didn't like the meaning in the first place.
No, okay, here's what I'm saying. So Dre, when I was listening to you talk, I was listening to you talk from a standpoint, from the lens of Dre agrees with the meme.
No, not at
Right?
all.
That's what I was listening for. So then when you say I don't agree with the meme and this is why, I don't have a problem with that. When you're saying I agree, now the reason why I had a problem with it because I felt like you were saying I agree with it, but then you expanded it out to people who weren't even a part of the context that supposedly Dick Gregory was given. So that's where I was coming from. So anyway,
You don't know the context he was given. We already decided.
we do. We just said it. In the context, it's Dick Gregory talking about black people. What
No, he talking about America when he mentions black people as the top two.
well, black
In
people live in America.
context. That's the answer.
There's a lot of us.
So
over
do
here.
white people. So do
Yeah.
Hispanic people. So do Asian people.
So you just saying like he needs to mention black men next time he say
I
something?
just don't think I just don't like that. I just don't like the comparison. I don't like the mention of it at all. I mean, now granted, this is
So why does
one-
everybody
this is
needs
one of those things-
participation points or
Right.
trophy? That's
No,
what it.
no, no. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
let's
that,
get.
but I'm not saying
Somebody
everybody-
said a
So,
participation
It
trophy
could
for
have
black
been.
men.
It could have been. This could have been the second part or one line of a whole. You know, Dick Gregory did. He gives. You know what I'm saying? Like he could have did a whole thing, whole talk, and then this is one line out of it. And he could have
For sure.
Everybody.
And that is actually what happens in the media today.
Right,
Somebody
right.
says something, but it's literally the response to something else, and
Sure.
you get a snippet of it.
So
So
this.
who
this
knows what he was
statement
saying?
In and of itself, to me, it's just divisive. It's what's the point? I just don't see the point of it. It's not
So
so much
having
I
it-
disagree with it. I don't like it.
So
Why
now
can't
now
you rank people? Why?
why can't you have a
Because it ain't sports.
conversation about like
It ain't sports.
having a
It's people
conversation
who's the
about
best
different
basketball player. Cool.
different
Who's
groups?
the best activist.
So you're never talking about different groups ever.
Say it. Who are the two most important people in the Bible?
Jesus.
You have an answer to that, and who else?
And Jesus. No, I don't know.
you
I don't know
can't
who the second
you
person
can't
would
say
be.
God. That's
I
not
don't know who the
fair.
second person would be. It would be
Okay, but
Jesus
either
and-
way, you're ranking Jesus one ahead of other people, so you're okay ranking people.
I'm okay with ranking
Just,
Jesus higher than everybody. What the?
You missed.
So it's okay to rank him though. If you didn't say everybody, you're okay to rank them.
Yeah.
That's
So you're
stupid.
ranking them.
That
It's
don't even make
not.
sense.
It's
You said
literal as
Jesus-
fuck.
It
but this
totally,
is
it
what
totally
you're
makes
doing.
sense. Yeah.
You say Jesus is most important. You rank people.
It sounds like you just want everybody to be noted for being powerful and
I don't.
In the
I don't
struggle.
like the statement that we have a whole movement going on and everybody's pitching in, and you take the time out to say thank everybody for what y'all doing, but y'all the most powerful. What's the
So,
point?
all right. So here's my question: did you cry last week when Martina said BJ was her favorite in the podcast?
No, but you saw me going to comment like he your we all did those.
So
hey,
what? People rank everything.
I have
It's
no
okay
problem,
to rank
I have
stuff.
no,
but
I
that,
have no
wait,
problem ranking
but-
podcast host.
Wait, but
basketball players.
said to put it in perspective, that's not
Thank
taking
you,
anything away
Martina
from
Sanders,
you.
for
That's not taking
allowing
anything
me
away
to
from
be your
me.
favorite.
That's not taking anything
I'm
away
not-
from
bruh,
JT.
I'm
It's
not-
just saying that for her, he's her favorite,
Okay, so
and
here's
that's
the
all they're
thing.
saying.
So here's
It's
the
Simple
not
as
shitting on
niggas
black
know
men.
that I am.
Wait,
a
hold on, hold on,
favorite
hold
of
on.
yours.
Wait, stop.
Yeah.
DJ, I ain't say shit about it. Right? No,
Why
make me
does
simple,
any-
nigga. Fuck that. Wait, you was good at saying thank you to her. Wait now. Right? I was cool with that part.
I'm
Nigga.
already gonna have words with her anyway because we go way, way, way back. So
Right.
don't make it worse, nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're
Let
telling me
BJ talk.
I'm-
Put that
I'm
on
in
the
error.
T-shirt.
I'm in error for
French
not
talk.
liking the competition of people who literally gave their lives, their livelihood, and a whole bunch of other important stuff. I can't like that, but you cannot like somebody
No,
picking you as
but-
their favorite co-host on a podcast.
No, Sid, this isn't about her picking BJ. This is about she said BJ's her favorite, and me and her have a bond way beyond this podcast. So this is
Okay.
personal.
So
Yeah, this is personal. This has nothing to do with her picking
we
BJ.
can talk about.
We've been homies forever.
So, right. So I can say.
And
I
I'm
can look
still
at
her
the situation-
favorite. So shut the
I can
fuck
look at
up.
On the
situation.
podcast.
I can look at the situation and say,
On the
The fact
podcast.
that-
Off
She
the
said
podcast,
On
too.
the podcast.
men, women,
She's
and
married.
children.
Stop. Yeah.
That's not what I meant. You
I don't
you're
know
an
where you
idiot.
was going. That's
You're
just
a
what you should
fucking
stop.
child.
I missed.
You're a
I missed
child.
You should've
all of
stopped.
it. I missed all of it.
I just want to stop.
So,
Yeah, the whole everybody's important thing, or
that shit.
let's make sure that black men are given their due, especially when you talk about a black woman. You can't have a conversation about black women
Do
without
y'all
having a
do
conversation
y'all
about black
know
men.
that most
So,
of people of hoes turned on to them and dogs biting them were children? Do y'all know that? They were
So
kids.
black children should
No,
be.
no, F that. What
I
I'm
don't
saying is
understand the
that
relevancy
you got
of this.
all kind. I'm about to tell you, you got all kind of people risking their lives, their livelihood, and all kind of ish for something they believe in. And at the end of the day, you got somebody standing here saying thanks, but they're more important than y'all. That don't make sense to me. I'm not saying that he can't
If
have
they-
an opinion.
if they played a more pivotal role, it was more important.
Wait. I'm
But
not saying
did,
he can't have an opinion.
They
I'm not-
didn't play a more pivotal role. So stop that.
No, I'm just no.
Stop.
I'm not saying one person did or the other. I'm
Shit.
just saying no. BJ,
I'm
shut
with
up.
Seth on
saying
stop.
if somebody's.
No.
I'm saying if somebody's perspective is that person was more pivotal than the other person, no matter who it is, whether it's male, female, kids, adults, whatever. That's their perspective, and that's okay for them to have that perspective.
It's okay for you to have
For
that
sure.
experience. Like it's okay for you
Yeah.
to have mine.
That's all
and
I'm
I don't
saying.
like it. I don't like it. I don't like
You
it.
don't
I
like
those
people
kids.
ranking at
No,
all.
we ain't going to people. We're not going to arbitrary situations or abstract situations. We're talking about this meme that points out two groups of people who are very important and powerful in our society. However, I just think when it comes down to people risking their lives and all these things during a very, very dangerous and tumultuous time, that you don't take a step back from that and tell those people, it ain't personal. I wasn't there. But it's like you step back and tell all those people, thanks, but black women and black church, come
was-
get your award. Come
Yeah,
get the
yeah.
real props. You the real MVP.
You weren't there,
but you're
weren't-
saying it in such a way.
wait. Right, you weren't there, but you sound like a black man who's tired of being looked over. So you sound like you're making it personal.
I'm sorry, I sound that way to you, Dre. What I'm talking about is what I've been saying for the past I don't know how long. How you gonna change what I'm saying? I'm saying
I didn't change anything. I'm telling you how you sound to me.
Why'd you? I feel like you put a negative connotation on the phrase or the meme that probably is not there.
That's my point.
I honestly I do feel like
So why can't
he's.
Dick Gregory
I don't believe him
but I
to
can
say. I don't feel like him saying these two are most powerful. I think Dre already said this, that nobody else was important. Like I don't know how you get that.
I didn't
They're
say that
just
either.
more
Did I say
powerful.
that?
That's not. But yes, you could, because you
Y'all-
said
I
that's
feel like I'm
shitting
on
on
a
black
podcast
men.
with you.
You said
But
that,
felt like
you
you
said
said-
saying that
I
is
guess-
shitting on black men.
Hey, I have the
not.
question. The question
It's
is,
not, though.
why are they more powerful? That you can make that statement, but why? Why are they more powerful? Why are they more
Who are you
powerful?
asking that to? Who are you asking that
I'm
to?
asking that to anybody. Dick Gregory
Dick
to
Gregory made
to
the statement. I don't have his number.
And we're arguing it.
Well,
so
no
you
one
can basically
Statement?
has his number.
I feel like you're defending his statement.
Wait, no.
So
But
go
BJ, this is what happened.
Are-
I'm not.
are you defending his
wait,
statement?
BJ, listen. If you shut up, I'll tell you. I'm not defending his statement, but what I'm saying is, just because he made that statement doesn't mean that he made it in a derogatory way towards black men.
I didn't say
Yeah.
he
And
did.
we can't assume that he did.
I didn't say he
Nigga,
did.
that's exactly what you
It's
Not
it's
what I
not
said.
about
You
it
said-
being
say-
derogatory.
You said
It's-
saying that is shitting on black men. That's the
I
same
didn't say
shit.
that. I
He never said
everybody
that.
is pitching in, and at the end of the day, when everybody's drying, licking their wounds and washing blood off themselves, up and say, "Thank you, black women and black church." I think it's unnecessary. Period.
He didn't say
especially
thank you.
especially
He said
after
you're
especially after
you're
Malcolm
yelling-
X got
yelling,
shot.
nigga.
I'm not young, especially after Malcolm X got shot. Especially after all these other things that happened, how can you just say that these people are the most powerful and or important? I know that's not the word, but when you say powerful, you kind of have to assume
Well, if
important
you're the
as
most
well.
powerful, you're the most important.
After all these, after all these things that happen, why can't we all just be one? And I understand what Cedric is talking about when he's talking about the divisiveness of the situation, because we couldn't have done it without the black woman, and the black woman couldn't have done it without us. And
And ranking them doesn't mean that we could have. It doesn't mean that we could have
okay,
at all.
At the end of the day, I think sometimes we get into these conversations, we feel like we're gonna change somebody's mind. It's cool, Jerry. We
We
gonna
would've
log
never
up in
gonna do
here,
that.
and you still gonna have
No.
your mindset,
No.
and I'm still gonna have mine. But I just and
four guys, four mics, four perspectives.
then,
And you guys are wrong sometimes.
So,
Man,
I mean,
they are
Drake-
like remote.
Ain't they? Them niggas always wrong.
how you?
Me
how
and
you
JT
wrong
is
by
the
saying
ones
you
that's
don't appreciate
pretty-
something? I don't appreciate that. You're wrong. Shut up. You're wrong.
Good job, BJ. Thanks, man.
No,
Yeah,
because
right.
y'all extra sensitive. Y'all extra sensitive for no reason right now. So
Well, you know what? I guess I would be sensitive because I'm not. But if you want to call me sensitive, cool. Let's play that card. So I see this. I mean, I went to HBC. So our education into civil rights movement and stuff like that is a whole lot deeper than what's gonna get at PWI.
You stupid.
Right?
I hate you. I hate this
Right.
nigga. He's so stupid.
I ain't even. He said something from Toys R Us, I'm sure. So the thing is that the
Nobody said
education that
nothing.
you receive, and
I know you.
especially since
Just like
since
y'all
George, all the
Okay.
documentaries that's been posted, and all these things have been happening, and I'm just looking at it like, dang, like we are some resilient people. We have done some great things in this country. We have done you hear this person supposedly, who's an influential person, say, I know y'all know all this history. I know y'all know all this stuff. But let me give my perspective. I think black women in the black church are the most powerful. I'm not saying that he shouldn't. Well, I don't like the comparison in this situation. You can compare apples and oranges. You can compare basketball players. You can compare podcast hosts. But you can't compare people who are fighting for to carry a case to carry something forward. I just don't like that. Period.
So if I were
But
to
I
say,
feel like I do say
BJ, back up, nigga, back up.
You're
I
allowed.
feel like you can understand his sentiment though. I would at least hope you can understand his sentiment.
And listen here, Sid. If somebody was to come to me, we're having a conversation and they say, hey, in terms of the civil rights movement, I think Martin Luther King and Malcolm X were the two most powerful people in that movement. I wouldn't have issue with that because that's their opinion. And who gives a fuck if that's who they think? Other people were still important. We know that. Women were important. Other men were important. Other races were important. Other governments were important. But that's not shitting on them just because they think Malcolm and Martin were the most important.
Why do you keep saying that, bro? Like, you always get a point and you drive that ish to the ground. And ain't nobody said that but you.
No, because
I ain't never
you're
said that
saying you can't pick two things or two people.
I said you shouldn't. You can do whatever you want to do.
And I'm saying
you shouldn't.
I don't understand that. So if somebody told you that Malcolm and Martin were the most important, you have an issue with that?
Yeah. I have an issue when it comes to, let me say it again for the 11th time.
You need a hug, nigga. You're sensitive ass. A sensitive ass need a hug.
Okay, I'm sensitive. Cool. It comes back to human life, and it comes down to an important movement, and that's still going on, and people are still losing their lives over it. I don't have time to be stepping back. How are you even thinking about that? Why don't you think about the next thing that we just strategize on to get stuff passed in the Senate, or to get to really affect change in this country, as opposed to around thinking about well, if I put all these on the board together, let me put numbers by who I think is most important.
But me being a historical buff, if I looked at who was most important because I wanted to try to emulate what they did to move the actual movement forward the most, so I'm trying to emulate the two people that were most important. What's wrong with me doing that?
Can you really identify the movement the most?
To you can.
Malcolm and Martin, yeah.
He did the.
To you can.
Okay.
Malcolm and Martin. They had the biggest platforms. They did the most. That's my opinion. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with your opinion, but I think there's something wrong with comparing loss of life or importance of life.
So the struggle for black people in this country, everyone should be on the playing field and be recognized together.
You ain't recognized nobody. We just got to quit comparing each other and being crabs in the bucket. Period. Because I'm sure if I feel this way, I'm not the only person who feels this way. And it's probably more people than me that feel some kind of way about it. Because
there's nobody more
somebody's
important
cousin,
to you.
somebody's grandmother
Not
died
to
back
us.
there. Or not grandmother died, but got beat up, or I got hurt, or our grandparent, our uncle, or whatever, got treated back then. And then now we're just gonna be like, because we wasn't back there.
Oh, because their story is not in the fucking book.
Yeah, like
that
they're not
they
not
shit
as
didn't
important.
matter.
They're not as all them kids who got up and got bit up was important. I think all those freedom riders was important. All those people sitting at the counter was important.
Not as important.
The most powerful.
Right, not the most powerful.
Was Rosa Parks the most powerful?
Their stories are powerful.
So here's the thing. I think there's a difference, gentlemen. I think there's a difference between power and influential, because everything that all those people did was powerful. No matter who you were, it was powerful. You could have been a janitor and you got beat up, whatever. That was powerful. You could have been a teacher that sat down and sat at the lunch counter. That was powerful. Influential is a different story, right? Malcolm X and Martin Luther King were influential. That doesn't mean they were more powerful.
It was both for them because they actually had the stage to do it multiple times.
For sure.
People, right?
Influential and powerful, because they wouldn't have been able to continue to do what they were doing if it wasn't for the average Joe doing what they were doing as well. So their power is just as strong, because Martin Luther King and or Malcolm X, without the people that were with them, they wouldn't have been shit. If Malcolm X didn't have the Nation of Islam and the young brothers that was following him, he wouldn't have been shit. If Martin Luther King didn't have the young ministers following behind him and following him to Selma and this, he wouldn't have been shit. They were influential, they were charismatic, but powerful. They wouldn't have had any power without the people behind them.
Here's the thing,
Period.
DJ. I get what you're saying, but the reason that doesn't hold true, and the reason that
holds true.
Shut up and listen before you just start.
I will listen. I'm not going to shut up, but I will listen.
Clearly, because you keep fucking yelling, even though we keep asking you to back up, because you're going to have horrible audio on this recording.
I backed up again.
But the reason that I say that, no, you didn't. You keep sliding closer. But the reason that I say that is
my fucking
because
shit.
Niggas.
As government
put your fucking glasses on,
understand, as government entities understand, if you take out whoever's at the head, usually the rest of the body kind of falls apart, right? That figurehead,
influential.
There's power and influence, nigga. What do you mean?
I'm not saying it's not.
In this situation, it's both.
Both.
They were
with a
powerful
TH.
and no, nigga, both. Nigga.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nigga.
Nigga, both.
Yeah. Talking about, bitch. So all the cuss words.
Nigga, exactly, all of them.
But clearly this conversation is dragging on too long, so we're about to wrap this up. And I just wanted to shout out to Smooth Ambler Old Scout. They don't pay me. This episode ain't brought to them, but I drink it because I would say I like it, but I'm on the fence still. So I'll let you know after the next pour if I like it or not.
Yeah, I drank some sake tonight and some Benchmark brandy or Benchmark bourbon. But more importantly, I got to give a big shout out to my grandfather, Leon Watkins. This is the 5th anniversary of his death. My hero.
Great man.
I didn't sleep last night. Honestly, I've been up since 11 p.m. yesterday. My hero, my everything, really. So I'm still trying to make sure I make you proud. Yeah, that's what day is about for me.
Did you get a new puppy?
No, that's actually one of my coworkers' puppies. I just see him every Monday, so we take new pictures.
This guy.
that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? Every Monday I see her or see her, and you know, I take new pictures of me and the pup.
Yeah, I just want to thank all the listeners, no listeners in particular, because I wouldn't dare want to rank any of my listeners more important than the other.
This
So I just appreciate you all for
You
listening.
can rank listeners, whore.
What? No, everybody's important because everybody
on this free here.
listens. But nonetheless, no, this week has definitely been. I've been rejuvenated. I think last week or something like that. Or maybe this weekend I had made a comment about I'm ready to move because I need something new. I was bored or whatever. And this week, another fire got lit. You know, so I feel good about things, and you know what I'm saying. So I'm excited about where.
Come through to Oklahoma, nigga. Nigga, come through to
That's
Oklahoma.
one
Hey,
place-
we
that's
first
one
off,
place you wouldn't even consider.
First off, Leonardo DiCaprio in is filming a movie in Oklahoma right now. So, fuck what you're talking about. Secondly,
About cameras all over the place.
Is it about racism?
no, bitch. I don't know what the fuck it's about, but the point is, we about to be the new Georgia in this bitch because they giving out tax credits like a motherfucker to these goddamn Hollywood motherfuckers. So, come to Oklahoma. It's cheap as hell to live here. That's your next stop to Hollywood.
It's cheap as hell to
It's
live there,
not.
and probably don't. No, all right.
They got one movie filmed there because they needed cornfields. Fuck out
Nigga, it's been. Hey, you know what? Fuck you and the click you claim, okay?
A lot of shit based in Tulsa isn't even filmed in Tulsa. Shit.
Nigga, shut the fuck up.
So no.
That nigga's
y'all can
on
keep
shit.
I don't want no.
No,
parts
you know
of
what?
Oklahoma.
But go to LA and play $2,500 a month for a closet. Fuck you. Go
All right,
do
I'll
that.
be happy though. Shit.
You and
With a beach
Chance
right there.
go. You and Chance go live in a closet.
I'll be right there, me and my doggy,
Living in a hammock.
next to a beach.
Nigga, you can't swim like that. Ain't nobody trying to hear that.
Damn.
I'm just gonna.
Sid, you got any parting words?
Please.
Man,
Because they rambling now.
I'm just gonna shout out to
Yeah,
Duecey.
and nobody stepped in saying shit. So
I'm gonna shout out to Duecey, man. He's really been. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. It's something that you get when you watch your child grow. It's always a gamble, right? Like I mean, like when you have a kid, you don't know they're gonna be born with defects or any kind of like like issues, and like that. And I don't know. I'm just like, man, like he really keeps me on my toes. He really keeps me hungry. You know what I'm saying? Because I got to make sure that I'm really that I know I could be to be the example for him. So I shout him out, shout out my moms and y'all, man, for real. Because we get on here every week and argue, fight, be vulnerable, cry, whatever is happening. So shout out to y'all, man. Like, this is not a light thing. It's not a light thing, and it takes time and dedication. And so I appreciate y'all. Yeah, man. Just continue. I'm encourage everybody, man. Continue to be great. And if you don't, if you're faulty in your faith, try Jesus again.
Try Jesus.
You ain't try
Don't
nobody
try
else.
me.
Go on and try Jesus.
Yes. I would definitely say this, and I appreciate you, gentlemen. Today, I literally had to. There's certain times in my life, certain instances in my life, I have to control my emotions all on purpose. I have to be intentional on controlling my emotions. Like my homeboy today, we were opening the restaurant and he like threw something at me, and it hit me like right here while I was listening to my headphones, and I took them off and said, "Motherfucker, what the fuck is your problem?" He's just playing around. It's shit that we would do any other day. You know what I'm saying? Just fucking around. But today just wasn't the day. Because he didn't know today wasn't the day. So I have to control my emotions every day. Not every day, but certain days. I thank God for prayer. I thank God for my grandmother and my mom and prayer and stuff like that. And what's crazy is I called my grandma, who lived with this man for 40 years and stuff like that. I said, "Are you all right?" And she said, "We have to be." And after that, I had to be all right. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Because I was already like ready to let it out, ready to. And even after we get off of this phone call, I still might have my moment, right? But after hearing grandma say, we got to be all right.
yeah,
What can we do about it? We got to be all
If
right.
she all right,
If she all right, she
Right.
spent 40 years, she's, like, who am I to act like a little bitch about it? You know what I'm saying? Not saying that's what it is, but
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like, they shared a lot. They shared way more than one can expect. So if she can be that strong, and I'm sure she has her soft points too, I definitely can be okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
There's a difference between wallowing in sorrow and getting up and being a little bit more okay with the situation. And I think that's where more than likely she is, and I'm definitely encouraging you to be, like, have your moment. Like, look, we can always get on something like this, but like, we all have members that have passed away, and you can always have a moment. You can always have a moment. And there's nothing wrong with having those moments because that was a person that was close to you. So in this, just don't be afraid to have your emotion, hopefully you have the environment where you can say, hey, I need a quick minute, go somewhere, have your moment, have your cry, and then keep pushing, because that's what life is about. You got to keep pushing,
sure.
regardless.
Absolutely.
So absolutely, you know what I'm saying?
And that's what he taught me. So yeah.
Life is up the hill.
Absolutely.
Like going through the grieving process as you need to go through it.
Yeah,
sure.
There's no time limit on that.
So on that note, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here, man. I appreciate all you niggas. You motherfuckers is my goddamn people, man, and I love y'all for everything. Y'all
Niggas,
do
my
and everything
motherfuckers.
y'all
I love you,
do.
bitches.
Goddamn people.
All these- no, but on a real note, man, appreciate all y'all. Appreciate everybody for listening, tuning in, watching on YouTube, all of that. And we're gonna go ahead and head out of here. This is Dre.
BJ.
And JT.
And we out, y'all. Peace.
Duecey, where you?